Okay, so I'm working on round 2 on this big blanket, and I started off in the corner here right where I'd ended when I joined my yarn before for that single crochet around. I had started in a corner, and of course you could start on the end or your corner, remember. So I did a chain 3, and then I continued in every single stitch. I did a double crochet all the way around, and in the corner stitch I did 3 double crochet. So I'm on my last corner here until I join up with that first corner, but I'm going to show you how to just to make sure that you understand what I did in the corners and everything. And again, I'm working with my 2 yarns, and of course I got to make sure I get them set here. I had a big loop so that I didn't pull it through when I transferred my project here over to the table. So okay, so I'm working just a double crochet, and I have again an end size hook. I have my 2 pieces of yarn together, and I'm completing my double crochets in every single stitch. And I got to pull the yarn here when I have the 2 skeins of yarn kind of sitting up here together, and I find that if I prop them up together and I unwrap the yarn in the same direction from both of them, it works really nice. And otherwise, I've had a tendency, if you don't pull in the right directions, to have them go rolling on the floor, which is not fun. Because it is a little bit more difficult to control your yarn as you're taking it off when you're working with the 2 skeins of yarn. So again, I'm just doing the double crochet in every stitch. When I get to the corner, I am going to do 3 double crochet right in that corner stitch, and I wanted to make sure that you could see what I did. So I thought, oh, I'm gonna do some stitches leading up to it here, and then in the corner. So this was the first corner stitch. This is another one. So this is that middle stitch. So we're gonna yarn over it and go through all the loops there on the middle one. So here's 1, whoopsies, 2, and 3. So all in that same corner stitch, we did 3, and I'm going to yarn over and we continue on to our next stitches. But I'm going to show you after just a few here, the reason we do those 3 stitches in the corner. I have found out project after project that it seems like 3 is the magic number in each corner, because it really helps things lay down flat and nice. You see how nice that lays flat and it comes around the corner? Here's another corner that's done. See how nice that lays? And here's another corner that's done. So it just really helps it lay nice. So far, round 2 is just really a double crochet. I'm going to continue working on this row here, and then what I'll do is I'll join it to the top chain stitch of the first chain 3 when I started this round, and then we'll be moving on to round 3. Okay, I'm just finishing my second round here, and this is where I had started the round, and this is my corner stitch. So I'm going to do 3 double crochet in that corner stitch right here. Hopefully you can see that. It's a little bit tight there, but it's okay. I'm able to jam my hook through there. 2, and then here's my 3rd double crochet, and then you join with a slip stitch into the top stitch of your first chain 3. And so I got to look here. Here we are. And then slip stitch, and then we have that corner. Our whole second round is done. And so when I do the 3rd round here, what I'm going to do is do a double crochet and then a chain 1 and a double crochet all the way around. However, it may or may not come out to a double crochet right next to your corner stitches. So whether I'm just going to, however it ends up on the far end when I get to that end, I'm just going to make sure that even if I have 2 double crochets next to each other, that in that corner stitch, I'm going to do 3 double crochets in each corner. But as I go around, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to do the double crochet, chain 1, skip a space, double crochet, chain 1. Does that make sense? So to start this row out, we do our chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Actually, it would be a chain 4 because it would count as your first double crochet and then your chain 1. So we're going to do our next one, and then we're going to skip this stitch here, and then we'll go to our following stitch and then do our double crochet. And then all along here, I'm going to do a chain 1 and a double crochet and skipping the next stitch. And so this is how I'm going to do it all the way around. And then remember, when I get to the corner stitches, so I did my chain 1 and I'm going to skip this and I'm going to do a double crochet. And when I get to the corner stitches, right here on the corners, I'm going to make sure that I do my 3 double crochet so it lays nicely around the corners. So I'm going to continue to work this stitch all the way around the Afghan for my next round and end with a slip stitch into this top stitch, the top third stitch here, not the fourth, the third one, because that fourth one would have been my chain 1 space. So I'm going to end with a slip stitch right here, okay? I'll meet you right back there. Hi folks again. So I'm just coming to the end of my round 3. As you can see, I have a little bit more here in the last corner, and then I'm going to join it to the very first chain 3 in the double crochet. So we're going to chain 1, yarn over, skip 1, double crochet, and then excuse me here, this is that corner stitch, and remember, in every corner stitch we are going to do 3 double crochet because that really helps it lay nice and flat. Here's a third one, and then of course I'm going to do my double crochet in the next stitch and my chain 1, and then I'm going to join it with the top stitch here. 1, 2, I gotta look, and then I have that middle, the chain here. So I initially chained 4, so I'm going to slip stitch, whoops, bring it through. Okay, so now I'm done, and you'll see as actually it worked out the nice way with each corner, where if you look at each of my corners, I have that chain 3 or the 3 double crochet in the middle, and then I was able to put a double crochet on each side of it. So every corner ended up matching like this. To be honest, until I did it, I wasn't sure if it was going to match. So it worked out very nicely. So I started off with my chain 4, and one of those was my double crochet with a chain, and then skipped 1, double crochet, and I did all the way around. So now I've thought that my 4th row, I think I'm going to stay with the theme of white here, and I'm going to do my 4th row. I'm going to do another double crochet, and then I actually think I'm going to end it off the next row with a single crochet of the blue to tie the blue back in with it. But because, well, when you see the pictures of this, because I haven't taken any final pictures, and of course I gotta weave in my ends here, but I haven't done any final pictures of this. But when you do, you'll see it's quite a large blanket. But being that I've used the 2 strands of yarn, oh, is it toasty warm to be under. Right now it's 20 degrees Fahrenheit here, and we're due to get 20 below zero weather in the next 2 days. And when I come home from work at night, it's so lovely to work on this and snuggle under it while I'm working on it. And I think it's going to be done tonight here. I just have the 2 rounds yet to go. And so I'll probably finish it tonight, but that means I'm going to have to start another blanket to do for winter. So my next round, what I'm going to do is the double crochet. So I'll do my chain 3, but I'm going to do a double crochet in each stitch. So I'm going to do chain 3, and then where I've skipped the one where I did the chain 1 and skip 1, I'm just going to, instead of trying to go in that stitch, because I think it would be too cumbersome with this big hook here, I'm just going to go in that space and work my double crochet, then yarn over, and then then in the top of the double crochet, I am going to work into that stitch there, because as you can see, it's quite nice size, and I can so I'll go in between right here. I think that it's going to make it for nicer crocheting around, and I won't want to tear my hair out by the time that I'm done. So I am going to continue around, again remembering in that middle stitch in the corners, I'm still going to do my 3 double crochet, and then I'll come back around here, and then I'll join this with a slip stitch, and then we'll add on our blue, and we'll see how that looks. Be back in a minute. Okay, I just finished round 4 around the Afghan with my double crochet on every stitch, and remember in the corners I did my double crochet in the end, the 3 double crochets, so that it would lay flat. This is how this border would look if I stopped right now and did not add any blue onto it. I do think it looks nice with just the white, but I think I'm going to bring the blue from the Afghan itself back into the border, but I'm just going to do a single crochet. I'm going to single crochet in each one. When I get to that end stitch that's in each corner, I'm going to again do 3 single crochet in that stitch because that'll help it lay flat. So I've already joined my blue yarn here. All you're going to do is a single crochet in each stitch, and again, remember, when you get to each corner, I'm going to show you when I get to that corner stitch again, that we have to do, this is a stitch right here, we're going to do 3 single crochet. Last round we did the double crochet. This round we're doing the single crochet, and I think it's going to finish it off nicely and give it a nice border. But I'm going to have a picture of it on the website without the blue on the edge as well. But you can see how nicely that's starting to look on the edge. I'm going to go ahead and finish this, and then I'll come back around to this side here and I'll do a slip stitch into that original stitch, and then we're going to call this Afghan done. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe.